Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Spirit of Justice. Phoenix Wright is attorney Spirit of Justice, and we're about to, I think, cross-examine the witness based on his multiple personalities and this other personality that we think is there, the fourth personality, right? Owen. I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed. A lot of people in the comments said that this was actually like a really good depiction of multiple personality disorder, and I actually think it's really cool because again, it wasn't a thing where I would ever be like, I would ever say something's bad like this because again, I don't know. I don't know. Like I really legitimately don't know. But seeing other people like kind of confirm that it's always very good to see as well. Pulunka. Frustrated he is. Let's talk now to Uendo. Uendo. Oh, like a Uendo? I've never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. Aw, Patches. We're all aware, so we definitely noticed if a personality like that showed up. We're all aware? We're always aware, so we're always aware. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? Okay. How am I supposed to deal with the testimony of three personalities? I think it's one of those situations where we're probably just going to have to press everything we can. Unless you can prove the existence of Owen. Here, it's all over. You best screw your courage to the sticking place and attack the testimony head on. All right, I will. Just stop piling on the pressure on me. Honestly, I think the pressure is actually like really. She's saying she doesn't like it and stuff like this too, which again totally makes sense. Like she's the type of character that will push back against Simon all the time, but I actually think she's doing really well under the pressure. I think she's responding to the pressure really, really well. I have to draw out some info, anything to drag Owen out into the open. So that means press everything, it feels like, right? Anything means press anything to me. About Owen. I've never met any person, and it doesn't always mean press everything. Sometimes it cannot mean, sometimes it just means like, finding one thing that's wrong, finding one statement, two statements, but usually I just press everything if I hear them say something like that. Hold it! Meta, is that how you experience each other? Like people meeting on the street? Well, it's more like all three of us are always here, and the personality that's most suited to the moment is the one that comes out. Okay. So when you're out, Uendo, what are the other two doing? Well, we never know when turn will come, right? We stand by and listen. So that means all three of you share the same memories? I never really thought about it, but I guess that's right. I see. Thank you. Please continue. Okay, so they all share the same memories in some way. Patch was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. I don't know if this is a press. Again, this is what I'm talking. I don't know if these are pressable. I wouldn't usually press this stuff, but I think when a character says anything, I usually try to press like as much as I can. So, Patches, can I have a word with you, please? Oh my God, look at Patches. Hey, hi, hello. You rang? You said at first that you didn't know anyone named Owen, but then you exercised your right to remain silent. Were you afraid of committing perjury? Oh, well, you see. I'll take over from here if you don't mind. Listen, I hate to say it, but Patches is about as smart as a sack of rocks. If he grin with a bunch of highfalutin words, he's gonna want to keep silent. I see. So looking after loose-tongued Patches is your role as a Miss Kisagawa? Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, I do know that Patches was just flustered, and that's why he decided to remain silent. So again, it really does feel like some of the other personalities are not defending Patches, but like running defense for Patches, right? It kind of feels like they're like making sure Patches doesn't say something that might, or maybe not running defense, but maybe it is a thing where they're like they genuinely think that Patches is maybe like a little bit softer, so they're like, okay, Patches usually like just says stuff or something like that as well. Let's press this too. Who knows? But what if for some reason you three were unconscious at the time of the incident? Unconscious? If the three of you aren't alert and aware, what would happen? That's an interesting question. What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean. I mean, you three share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the three of you are unaware of it or are unconscious. It's a really interesting question, though, right? The idea that, like, and I wonder what would happen if, like, if is it possible with multiple personality disorder for, like, even, like, say, one personality to go unconscious and be knocked out or whatever, and the other two are still aware?
Objection.
Oh, objection? Instead of speaking as if this fourth personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove his existence first. Well, we've already seen 3 personalities. A fourth wouldn't be a stretch. Look at the eyelashes. You dishonor the victim that's caught by jumping to conclusions without proof. Have you ever heard these old sayings, Prosecutor Samedi? What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see one, there's likely 30 in your home. Interesting. Is that like saying, like, if you see, like, again, like, I've only ever seen the YouTube videos, but, like, if you find one cockroach running around the place, there's probably, like, a lot more, right? If you find one spider, not spiders, but cockroach is probably the best example. But what happens twice will happen thrice is, like, I guess it's just saying, like, you know, if something's happened once, it's bound to happen again. I'm basing my theory on such premises. Comparing us to cockroach, it is to cockroaches. Do we bug you that much, girly? Not at all, actually. I actually quite like you. But how do you intend to prove it? How do you prove that all 3 personalities became unconscious, as you say? We're going with this. I just thought it was an interesting question to ask. Unless you can do all that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation. Do we have a way of, like, saying that they went unconscious? Well, Don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render innuendo and the others unconscious. Simon's right. I can't back down now. So we're actually going with this. I thought this was just an interesting question, but let's go for it, I guess. For my client, Mr. Wet, I have to. Wait, Mr. Wet? Let me rash. Maybe if I were a lump of regular flour dough for udon noodles. Wait, what? But I'm fresh like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat cheese fresh to cut the dough, and boil the noodles. Is this... He's blacked out. Wait, alcohol? Mr. Wet falling unconscious. Are they saying because he's drunk? He fell unconscious because he was drunk. Wait a minute, I think I've got it. Which, by the way, alcohol 100% does that. I don't drink anymore, but I remember there's specific days where, like, and it's actually crazy when you think about it, because, like, I remember specifically one day where I was just, like, drinking with friends, and, like, they were like, oh yeah, you left to go home and you came back like half an hour later, and you're like, I don't remember. Like, it's crazy what it can do to you. Like, it's crazy. And I know, and by the way, I'm not judging anyone who drinks, by the way. Whenever I say I don't drink anymore, I think some people take that as, like, you know, that meme where it's like, I don't drink anymore. I'm alcohol-free, you know, to everybody who drinks. You know, it's just, like, you know, a fact about me, I guess. That's all it is. But when I did drink, it is crazy what it can do. It can make you go unconscious. It can make you forget parts of your day. Sykes, do you have proof at the back of your theory? I guess we're gonna try that. Something to do with alcohol. Something to do with alcohol. Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right here in this crime. Okay, she's pointing us to her. That's perfect for me. In that case, please point what supports your theory. This is most likely what caused you innuendo to lose consciousness. Well, it's the bottle here then, right? It looks like a bottle of maybe, like, spirits of some kind. Because look, there's 2 glasses, by the way. There's 2 glasses. One spilled and one here. You don't pour 2 glasses for yourself. These are sharing shot glasses, 100%.
Take that!
This probably made innuendo lose consciousness. Oh yeah, oh, it's sake. Oh, makes sense. Yeah, that's sake, okay. Which is I believe it's a Japanese drink, right? And isn't it just like mustard to pick up fine brand like Camel? Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine? Oh, please, don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. And it's not even wine. Silly girl. I must agree, you need to become more cultured, Athena. Tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from it drinking it, right? It's called sake, end of story. Fine, sake, it is then. Ay, caramba, everyone's so touchy about these things. Oh yeah, and just to say that there as well, like, I think it's honestly interesting as well, like, because I think that does happen in, like, you know, like, it's not that you're being mean to Athena. I think sometimes, like, when it comes to, cultural stuff like that. You know, sake is definitely like something I associate with like Japanese media a lot of times too. I think you'll find a lot where it's just like it's a small thing where like for Athena it's like why do you care that much, you know? But for them it's kind of like just say the name right, you know? And I feel like that happens with like a lot of cultural stuff in different countries, you know? I recall Master Tornado would often have a drink or two before performing. He said it made it more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness though, of course. But there's 2 shot glasses. There's 2, not even shot glasses, they're bigger than shot glasses. And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. I believe your master offered you some sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4-personality own emerged. I drank sake? Oh, that's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see. So yes, we did accept the surgery, red bean bun. Sugary red, what's wrong? I can't read. Sugary red bean bun. Okay. But since we really dislike sake, we said no, thank you to that. Oh, because they say they didn't accept the sake? Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Okay, I mean, some people are. Even a tiny drop can knock us out. That helps us a little bit. So you see, I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? But that can't be right. Someone did drink the sake though then, right? The defense demands the glasses be examined right away. You amateur, did you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me. There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses naturally. Okay. This could be rough, right? Right, of course. Miss Sykes, would you like to witness the statement? Well, whenever you ask this, I'm going to say yes. Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well. This is tough. This is tough. So we have a new statement. We're going to have to, like, maybe present some evidences. I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. How can we prove that he didn't drink any sake? Sorry, how can we prove that he did? I don't know what's wrong with me today. How can we prove that he did drink sake? So do we have evidence of this? Okay, let's see what we've used already, because it's one of those situations where there's actually not that much evidence. We've used, but can we use anything else in this? There is a half-eaten bun by the table here, so I think they probably did eat a bun. Right? Yeah. What's so bedid? I don't think this is it anyway. We did use this. I don't think it'd be here because Simon would probably hint at this, right? Yeah, Simon would hint at this. It's not this. So is this the only thing left? Resting, do not disturb. Wait, it's the same pattern as the bottle. And the box. So they use it to write the box as well? Is that something? Does that prove they released there? Like it proves that it proves that if they're near the box of jam donuts, that they used the paper, so it proves that maybe they were in the room with him, but it doesn't prove that they were drunk, right? I mean, we could try it. It's not. We have 4 lives. We're doing better than we usually do. Objection! Okay, there it goes. It's the same pattern. Camel. This shows what most likely made Unendo lose consciousness. What? That note? Are you feeling lightheaded, child, or perhaps a little bit peckish? I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine, thank you very much. Look at the paper this note is written on. Isn't there something familiar about it? What exactly is your point, Defense? This fake design here reminds me of the paper from the box, right? It has the same pattern. There's a piece of wrapping on paper on the box of manju buns. It has a different color, but it's the same pattern. By the victim on the floor. Unedo, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right? Well, yes, that's right. I don't know if you were aware of it or not, Uendo, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious.
The bean bun, but how?
Because those buns contain a secret ingredient. Oh, wait, is there alcohol in the buns? Like you put it in a chocolate? Yeah, like even like you could eat one of those and not be drunk, but he said himself that a drop would make him drunk. Now, while like realistically, like you wouldn't expect someone to get drunk off that, they said themselves that if a drop would get them drunk. A very punchy secret ingredient at that.
A punchy secret ingredient?
Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room, the bottle.
It does?
The design on this object matches that of the manju box wrapping paper. Do we just click the bottle again?
Take that!
The camel pattern? It's the same one in the camel brand sake.
That makes sense. That the sake brand makes sake branded donuts. Where maybe it's like jam infused with sake. Which again, I don't think is an uncommon thing, right? They have like alcoholic jams, right? They must. I never tried one, but they must.
So just as Uendo said, he didn't drink any sake per se, he didn't.
But he did eat some. I love when Athena does this smile.
Impossible.
Uendo had a camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of its ingredients.
So the defense is claiming that Uendo passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun, which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That's exactly what I'm claiming.
That's huge. But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic contents of the bun evaporate as they are steamed?
Interesting. That's, again, I don't know anything about, like, I know you do good cooking stuff reduces the alcohol, but I wonder, like, what would...
In order to give them a stronger flavor. Some manju are especially made to retain as much of the alcoholic content as possible.
Thank you so much, Simon. Again, I don't know this stuff because, again, I don't even like... I know, like, cooking with alcohol is very, very good. And you reduce the alcohol in the wine, for example, if you're making some, like, meat dishes. So I know that does reduce the alcohol content, but I guess, like, you're trying to retain the alcoholic content to make the flavor as, like, alcoholic as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju. Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor?
Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well, I will allow a test.
Thanks, Your Honor. Oh my god, Athena. Simon, go buy some camel manju on the double. And don't forget to give me what we want to, okay?
Why must I?
You are the assistant. You are the assistant to the lawyer this time.
And while you're at it, Prosecutor Blackwell, will you get one for me as well?
This is like, you know, like when you're like in a, and again, I would never mind doing it because, again, if you ask, it happens. You know, but you're like a workplace and you go, I'm going to the shop. Does anyone need anything? And like, usually people say no, but like you will get something if people say to get something. And what I often find is like there'll be days when someone goes like, oh yeah, can I have this? And can you get this? Can you get that? And you're like, okay, you know, I asked. I have to get it. But in this case, Simon's been like forced to do it.
I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know.
Oh?
But just this once, I'll acquiesce.
Taka, I'm counting on you. Well, Taka's gonna get it? Wait, it's Taka! I just realized this is the first time we've seen Taka since like, the last game, because Taka hasn't been here at all yet.
And all of you better pay me back.
He's like, you better freaking Revolut me. You better freaking, like, what is it? Is Revolut in America? What do they call it in America? I don't know.
But I thought it would be your treat, Prosecutor Blackwell. What a shame.
No, you have to pay for your food. Jesus Christ. That's like forcing a prosecutor to pay for your lunch? No, Judge. Yeah, Taka's back. I think when I saw Taka on Simon's shoulders, it was one of those situations where like it felt so natural, but then like I snapped into it. I was like, oh, because you don't really like because that was such a natural thing for him in the previous game. So like when I saw him here with Taka, I didn't even like for the first second. I legit was just like, oh, yeah, this is just a normal thing. And I was like, oh, look who's arrived.
Court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns.
Oh, that is like the softest to be continue ever, right? Now, not that it's a bad, because it's still like the cliffhanger is like, did he get drunk off of a jam bun? But I still think as well, right? I still think as well that it kind of felt like it was like I'm not complaining, by the way. Like, usually the cliffhanger is like we will. No, actually, what it makes sense. I think this is actually like the same thing as a to be continued. Yeah, I think it's just because it ended on a joke. That you know what I mean. That's why I was kind of like it feels very soft and kind of gentle. Because usually it's like, Your Honor, please get the evidence for this trial and see if it was him who stabbed the victim with the knife. And then it ends with like, you know that song. And then it goes to be continued. It's like really tense. But this time around, it ended on the judge being like, I wish I got a free jam bun. But yeah, it works. It's still technically a cliffhanger, you know? May 13th, District Court. Courtroom. Number 4. Oh my god, Taka being back on his head as well. Now that the sweet buns have arrived, this court is back in session. They do look nice. They do have like a nice fluffy look to them. Go on, Uendo, eat up.
Nice flavor. You can really taste the sake. That was delicious.
Yes, a unique sweetness and a faint aroma of sake. I never tried sake, so I don't know what it tastes like. Music is so good here again. Yet I hardly think anyone could pass out from eating something like this. He mentioned himself that he passes out off very minimal alcohol. So,
What's the matter, Uendo? You're not afraid of a tiny manju, are you? Or are you scared of how many calories it has?
don't be ridiculous. A sweet little snack like this couldn't possibly be... I mean, it could never...
Less bleating, more eating, witness.
Wait, so we're forcing him to eat this as well? I guess I thought we were just testing the alcoholic content just by like seeing like how much alcohol is in it. No, we're actually making the defendant, I guess the witness, get drunk. Wait, maybe we're trying to make the other personalities go unconscious. Oh, he's adorable. Come on. See, I told you, it doesn't affect me. Oh, no. We might be a lightweight. Well, come on. Nobody's that light. Seriously, nobody gets drunk off a... Well, oh no, they are definitely very, very drunk. Very drunk. Incredibly drunk. It's like a whole different hairstyle as well. Like it's so different. It looks like this one looks very timid.
Why, witness, please tell the court your name and occupation.
Oh no. They look so sweet. My name is Owen. I'm 5. What? I'm 5? Their fourth personality is a 5-year-old? And look at their trembling body as well. Please, someone just comfort them. You're 5 years old? Oh, stop. Am I in trouble? Please don't yell at me. Oh, no, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble whatsoever. Okay? Just relax, and we'll deal with this, okay?
So he's Uendo's fourth personality? I hardly think a child like him could have motive to murder the victim. And even if he had a motive, could he have actually committed the murder? That's a very good point. Owen does appear to be very timid and weak.
Oh. This is so interesting. I seem the defense is hoping this hidden personality will be real killer. Because, here's the thing. I don't think they're lying, right, about having, being 5 years old. And if they are, it's very convincing. But, I'm not saying they would lie about the... I'm not saying Uendo's lying about the personality. I'm saying the fourth... I'm trying to be clear here. I'm not saying that Uendo would lie about having a fourth personality, or that he's lying about this being a fake personality or a real personality. I'm saying that, like, since all personalities are different, you know, I'm saying there could be a possibility that, like, the fourth personality is trying to trick us in some way as well, right? That is a possibility, right? Maybe you guys can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But it doesn't seem that way. It just seems like this is a very timid part of their personality, or one of their personalities. And it's so interesting because, again, like, if you're talking about the motive for a killer, yeah, what 5-year-old would have motive to kill, like, this performer?
But now that he's standing right before us, it is clear that none of Uendo's personalities can be the killer.
I mean, I like Uendo, so, like, if we can prove him innocent some way, I'll do it, you know? Where can I even go from here? Shisho. Owen, do you know something about what happened to your master? Come on, buddy. Won't you tell Auntie Athena what happened to Auntie Athena? What a scary lady. We're scary? I'm not scary. Look at Auntie's big smile. Oh, Athena, tell me about your master, pretty please, with sugar on top. Okay. Oh my God. You know what's really effective about this game though as well? While they also got, like, the personality, I feel like, very correct here, and they've changed the personalities in very, like, strong ways. Changing the hairstyle here just slightly, and, like, lowering the face down a little bit, having the eyes look up. It kind of, like, you know, shortens the face and makes the face smaller. That, like, it legitimately just, like, while, like, it's not actually changed to who Uendo is. I love Shisho. And you know what's really so interesting when they have the hands lift up as well? It's a reminder that, yeah, he is, like, still, like, the body of, like, an adult. Because his hands are very much like adult hands. It's a very interesting way they've done this.
Athena, do you sense anything behind his words?
I sense a sadness so pure it's heart-ending, but no discord, so there is a sadness there. Prosecutor Samedi is right. Owen isn't the killer. Whoa, just making a definitive statement like this as well.
But then, don't you find it odd?
Wait, is he going to say that he still wrote his name down? Why did he write his name down?
That's what we learned so far. Uendo rearranged the cards to pin the blame on Bucky.
Well, that's because the original message implicated Owen. But Owen is only 5 years old and absolutely adores Master Tornado.
Exactly, the other three personalities also have no motive for murder. If Owen isn't the true culprit, then the person who laid out the cards probably wouldn't have been Master Tornado. So then who did it? So whoever laid out the actual cards is who wanted to blame it on Owen.
Maybe Owen was in the room at the time when this was happening as well.
Defense?
So are we shifting completely now to the idea that, like, someone else killed him when they tried to frame Owen? Because here's the thing, I'm not going to feel bad about that, because while, like, you know, we spent a lot of time questioning this one person, I like Uendo. I like them as a character, and I think that they're, like, honestly, like, pretty amazing. So, like, the idea that they're not going to be implicated in this is actually not a bad thing at all. You know? If we can figure out who else did it, then I'm totally okay with that. Yes, Your Honor, I know who it was who first laid out the cards.
But I thought it was the victim, right?
No, Your Honor. I don't believe it was. It was the killer. The one who first arranged the cards on the table was none other than the true killer. I believe the person who laid out the cards is the very person who killed Taifu Tornado. I agree. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, obviously I didn't think of this at first, but, like, I'm so for it. Yeah, I love when they do this with the music. It, like, changes the tone of the whole trial right away, right? Like, everything's quiet, and then it builds up with this music, and then you're like, okay, it's time, it's go time. But yeah, like, I'll reiterate. If we can, like, make sure that Uendo's not the person who did this, totally on board with that, 100%.
Such a good track. How quickly you move on to a new target with your own theory proves false.
Yeah, I'm impressed. You can be, like, so upset with Athena about this, but this is good. Love this music so much. It's so inspirational. It makes me want to just, like, you know, like, keep going, you know? I'm proud of Athena because instead of cowering, this music's so good, instead of cowering and instead of being very upset, like Simon kind of willed her into kind of being like, hey, go. Just keep going. And she did. To me, this is the best possible idea.
You Pulukanan.
I know what Pulukanan is, but I know I'm definitely not one. And before you start with the sermons, why don't you hear me out?
Yes, let's hear the defense's reasoning. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. But if you are bluffing, I won't go easy on you.
I understand, Your Honor. Now then, please recall the original crime scene. I'm so proud of Athena for doing this. Like, shifting your ideas when it goes wrong is, like, I want to think what it means to be a good lawyer, right? Who did the card's name when the scene was discovered? Let's see.
I believe they implicated the defendant, Bucky Wet.
That's right. But when we found out that the message originally read Owen Forth,
which implicated the young boy, Owen.
Exactly, and the person who rearranged the cards was undoubtedly Uendo. Can I say as well, sorry, it's Uendo. Can I say as well that, like, I really appreciate the judge this time around. I've appreciated the judge way more because he's had a soft spot for the right people. He really has. Whether that be for Trucy, and I think for Uendo as well. Because Uendo, like, instead of, like, treating this as a thing where he could be like, I'm not going to talk about them as, like, different people. He's, like, really, like, you know, adapted, and he's already talking about, like, Owen as a separate person as well. And I think it's actually, like, really, I don't know, I like the judge a lot more in this game. I do. I like the judge a lot more in this game.
Uendo may have been kept silent, but we can be sure he already knew his master was dead. His tampering with the crime scene using the TV all but proves it.
I confess. I tampered with the crime scene.
The reason Uendo rearranged the cards and moved the TV was because he saw the Owen Forth message and was convinced Owen had committed the crime.
Right on, Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh my god, look at this team. It would seem that Owen and the other three personalities don't share the same memories. Because they have to be unconscious to really have Owen come out. But really, there's no four personality. It's just the three of us in here. Uendo feared that Owen had killed Master Tornado, so he tried to hide Owen from us. Oh my god, no, little Owen. Someone help him, he's cold.
But it turns out Owen is about a 5-year-old child, incapable of hurting a fly.
I genuinely love, because again, I don't understand the multiple personality stuff very well. But like someone even in the comments described it as like knowing people with multiple personality disorder. They've said that like a lot of times they will have like personalities that feel like different people altogether. And I kind of like love that everyone in the courtroom is treating Owen as like a separate individual, right? Instead of just being like, oh, because again, it would be so easy for other games to be like, oh, please, this is still Uendo. They're talking about Owen as if Owen is a person, and I actually kind of appreciate it.
Let alone his beloved master.
So naturally, the culprit must be somebody else. And this somebody else, the true killer, tried to pin the crime on Owen. Yeah, and also, like, I'm so, again, once again, so happy with what Athena's doing here. We're gonna get a pushback, are we? I can feel it. No? Okay. Actually, that does make sense. There it is. Okay. I felt the energy.
This is not but conjecture composed of half-truths and fantasy. Who then do you maintain murdered the victim?
Here's the thing. I'm thinking about this right now. Unless there's, like, a separate person altogether who did this, the only other person who is in this trial is legitimately Gero Tornado. It's literally the only person, the girl with the amazing hair. You could say Wet still did it. But if we're implying that Uendo and Owen didn't do this, the only people left that we know of right now are Gero Tornado and Wet. And we're trying to make sure Wet is not guilty. Right? I think we're going to be somehow proving she did it. And it's not because I think she's bad. Now, here's the thing. They could show up like a random new suspect. It's happened before where like someone random shows up again. Or it could be a thing where they find out Wet did do it. Like, you never know. But if we're talking about who's left, you know, it's just the truth. Now, we can't just blame someone just because there's only one left. You know, that's not how crime court cases work. Imagine if that's how they worked. You know, who's the only one who didn't get accused yet? You know? Can I say as well, I love with Simon and Athena's relationship. They're kind of like working together in a very synergized way now. But I also adore that they have a motivating aspect to each other. And I said, like, you know, Simon's already motivating Athena, but like, I genuinely think that there would have been moments, and there probably will be moments again. I think some of these moments, if Athena was by herself, if Apollo was by himself, if any Lord was by himself, you would put your head down in your hands and be like, oh no, what do I do now? But no, she picked herself up right away. I'm so freaking happy with that outcome and her change in attitude towards how to approach this case. I believe Owen might know something about that. Oh, he's objecting already. I refuse to allow such impromptu testimony from a 5-year-old, no less. Nayuta, I appreciate the heck out of you, but we've done trials with you. Phoenix did a trial with you where we literally had the ghost of somebody as a guest, as a witness. In this court, we have questioned parrots, orcas, and like 8-year-olds. We literally started this game in a different courthouse about to kill a 9-year-old with the death penalty. So, forgive me, Nayuta. Questioning a 5-year-old is like is not even in the top 10 weirdest things we've done in this game. Such a young child isn't capable of producing anything coherent. That is so silly. So I'm assuming then, Nayuta, you're gonna go back to Karain and say we should never have a kid up for trial ever again in Karain. Or is it just that 9-year-olds are more coherent? Which, again, they are more coherent than 5-year-olds. But I'm just saying, like, you know, splitting hairs here, you know? I do like that, like, in a lot of ways, as you push back on Nayuta, he's, like, as I said, he's really efficient. He's really good at what he does. He's very good at, like, you know, as you said, manipulating the courtroom to his own ends. And, like, he's very good, very efficient. But I do also love that you kind of see the cracks in some of, like, some aspects of his hypocrisy sometimes. Which, again, is part of the story. It's not like I'm just, like, being like, oh, they wrote a character as a hypocrite. It's so silly. No, it's part of his character, I think, that he is, like, somewhat, like, not, you know, 100%, like, on the up and up all the time. And he's not 100% just, like, constantly just, like, this virtuous character. Like, I feel like this is, like, such a... To question this and not question your own system in your own country when you're doing it is you know, it is crazy. Well done, Athena. Push back. But your desperation... No, like, why can't we question a 5-year-old? You should realize when it's time to... Oh my god. Oh my god, he saw it happen? He actually saw the actual deed happen. You do know something? You do know something, don't you? Yeah. Oh my, is this true? If so, we must have Owen testify immediately. Don't you agree, Prosecutor Sabati? It's all right, Owen. Go ahead and tell us what you know. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. This is massive. First of all, traumatic as well. This is going to be a big thing for the case, that he's going to give a testimony on what he saw and who he saw killing them. Like, he's so precious. But it's also the same thing, too. It's going to be, like, it worries me how, like, traumatic that could be for, again, a 5-year-old personality and a 5-year-old person to see the death of someone like that as well. Yeah, I have no problem, by the way, saying, like, I'm going to put a pin in that before. Like, questioning a 5-year-old is not the craziest thing we've ever done in this courtroom. It's just not. It's just not. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting all red. Was Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand? Shisho is, this guy, right? That's Shisho. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared. Oh, the poor chap. I passed out. The poor chap. The poor chap. This eyewitness testimony from the moment of the murder. Owen, can you tell us anything else about what you saw? I was so scared. Oh, so scared. Owen. His emotions are spiraling out of control. Something must have really frightened him. I mean, already on the base level, seeing someone die in front of you at any age is traumatic, but imagine like 5 years old. Is he alright? His emotions are running wild because he's trying to recall something frightening to him. I recommended a therapy session right away. I see, yes, please do whatever you can to help the poor boy. Will do, Your Honor. I better find the cause of these out-of-control emotions pronto. Here we go. We're doing a mood matrix thing. Yeah, this is so sad because again, like it's clear you looked up to him a lot. Oh, they're very out of control. Like it's not nice whatsoever. It's horrible. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting all red. Blood was dripping onto his face. I couldn't move at all. Oh my god, he breaks my heart. I was so scared. I passed out. Okay.
Poor kid. He's absolutely terrified of something.
Like, on the base level, it's already seeing a murder. On another level, it's somebody he looked up to. On another level, he's 5 years old. Whatever it is, it might be the root cause of his out-of-control emotions. I better take another careful look at the images. So, we can't, like, pinpoint anything, right, this time around. We have to probe. Because it's just all sadness. So what is, like, we can't... To me, like, the blood is what I want to know more about. Because blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. How? This here, we can't do anything, because, again, we can't probe anything here. And this is completely normal. Like, because, again, he would have this knife, because it would be like, it's a noodle cutting knife, right? So it's the only thing that's, like, really crazy is the blood to me. Yeah. I want to see what this is all about. Yeah, blood was dripping down to Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood in the crime scene photos. Besides, the victim was standing upright. How could blood drip down into his face?
As I expected, all we managed to obtain from this child is a tale he dreamt up.
I guess it's a little weird for blood to drip onto the victim's face if he's standing up.
Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or...
Oh, sorry, it's Athena. Well, unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? Do you think it could have dripped down from the ceiling? How?
I don't know. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead.
What thing?
That thing you and your cohorts do. What do you call it?
Rotate your thinking about. That's one way to say it. Oh, you mean turn your thinking around? I love that he said it with such happiness as well. Rotate your thinking, and he had a smile on his face too.
Yes, whatever. It's the same thing either way.
He was so proud to say it though. I don't want to you did good. You did good, Blackwell. You did good. Now what is it? Who's ever heard of rotating your thinking? It works. It works. I mean, rotate is. Hey, wait a minute. Wait. The word rotate? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate just might work perfectly after all.
Come again?
All I have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. 90. If it's 90 degrees, he'd be lying on the floor. Because you're going this way. If you're not doing a handstand if you're 90 degrees, so he's lying on the floor? So Owen must have been lying on the floor. Owen must have been lying on the floor when he witnessed his master's murder. What? That's the conclusion I arrived when I rotated my thinking by 90 degrees. Which means that all the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees, so we have to change it? And... this means Master Tornado was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery.
And which mystery is that?
The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It becomes much easier to imagine how it could happen if he was lying down. Like someone bleeding onto Master Tornado from somewhere up above him. I remember now. Somebody was sitting up.
Oh my god, that's huge. That's huge. That's a big deal. That is literally like showing someone like attacking him at the very least, right? If there's blood dripping down in his face. Only 30%, but still, that is huge. So trying to recall his master's bloody killer is what spooked Owen originally. 100%. It's so totally understandable. It's totally understandable that something this would spook anybody. This would spook anybody, right? And I think it's one of those situations where, like, you know, like, I think it would spook anyone. And I think for me personally, like, I don't think most people will be able to handle seeing that. The blood stained the victim's face. The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nicked the attacker as he was fighting back. This means it's a assailant was injured on their face somewhere, like the forehead, perhaps.
Assuming the victim and his attacker were face to face, then yes.
I see. So that is what happened. But if I recall correctly, the accused has a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? Oh, what a good way of turning that around in us. Again, he's so good at this. He's so good at doing this. That injury of Mr. Wetz is conclusive evidence that he could... No, like, here's the thing. I don't think it's gonna be, like, it's gonna prove that he murdered him, but, like, what a good way to take what we just said and just turn it right back around in us. It's really, really smart from Nayuta. What? It's super smart. It's super, super, super smart. It seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. No, I'm genuinely, like, really impressed. And it's not like I'm happy about it, by the way. I hope whenever I say I'm impressed with Nayuta, it's not that I'm saying that what he's doing is correct. In fact, like, he usually ends up being wrong. But it's because he's so good at just, like, taking, like, a little piece of evidence that we say and turning it around and making it something that benefits himself. And regardless if you like it or you love it or you hate it or you like it or whatever, it is a smart tactic. And he's a genius at it. It seems you dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. No. Even though I figured out the reason for the own's out of control emotions, all I did was rate for his suspicions against my own client. Yeah, but here's the thing. Look, if you can prove this wrong, then we prove another thing that makes Wet less likely to be the killer, at the very least. What do we do now? What's the matter? You aren't thinking of throwing in the towel, are you? I love this relationship between him and Athena. As soon as he sees her panic in some way, he steps up and kind of like pushes her and prods her a little bit. It looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both motive and opportunity. Plus, he has the injury on his forehead. Your Honor, I sense the defense is finally ready to let it go and move on. Well, Miss Sykes, I understand that you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason.
Well, that lawyer did her best, but all the signs point to the defendant's guilt. Maybe it's time she gave up. She tried everything she could.
No, we can't. We're not giving up. There's no giving up.
I really, really don't want to back down, but...
No, Athena, you know you can do this. You've had so much confidence this whole trial.
Don't give up now.
Silence.
Yes, Simon, come on. Athena, are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? This music as well.
I wouldn't say that, it's just...
Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? Oh, yeah.
Isn't it about believing in our clients no matter what? You mean you believe me, ma'am? Of course, no matter what, I believe in you to the very end.
It's a very Phoenix Wright attitude, right? With those just empty words, I love that Simon's calling about this because it's not harsh. It's not harsh or mean. It's basically saying something like, you know, that, like, again, when Phoenix says the words, he means it. When Apollo says those words, I believe in my client, he means it. Athena means it too, but she just needs a little bit of a push. Again, this is her first trial that she's doing alone against Nayuta. You know what I mean? She's not alone anymore, but you know what I mean. This is her first trial without Phoenix or Apollo or anyone around her. Like, I love that Simon keeps giving her this push, letting her go to her own conclusion. But, like, in this way, again, he's prodding and poking in a way where it's like, did you lie this morning? But it's not him being harsh or being mean. It's him reminding her, like, why are you here? Why do you do this? You promised somebody that you would believe in them. Of course not. It's just that all the cards are stacked against us. Yes, and they will be again. And again, I know, like, again, it's actually really great, the writing of this, because it's showcasing that Athena is going through a lot of the stuff that, again, Apollo and Phoenix go through a lot of as well. It's not the first time that she's had a battle in a court. It's the most intense one she's ever had, but it won't be the last. Look what we just had with Apollo and Phoenix. Some of those intense trials we've had already, like, in this game. The odds will be stacked against you, Athena, again and again and again, and you are so capable of going against it. Are you still stuck in that line of thinking? Whoa! Motive, opportunity, and an injury to his forehead. Is that all it takes to make you stop believing in your client? So, like, very, like... Again, he wouldn't do this if he didn't care. He would not do this if he didn't care. Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? I'm Miss Chickadee. Lord, don't say Miss Chickadee, but still. Then your duty. Do your duty and believe in him unto the very end. Again, Simon would not do this if he didn't care. If he didn't care, he wouldn't do this. Jesus Christ, man. The writing in this with their dynamic is intensely good. I will. Simon's absolutely right. I'm Bucky's lawyer and he's depending on me.
I genuinely think it's been good. I think Athena responds well to the aggressive prodding of Simon. I think she does. I think it's interesting because I think that there's always a good soft hand and stuff I guess you can do as well. I think there's something about she's already an aggressive person in a very funny way. Simon doing this shows he cares first of all, and second of all it's legitimately she responds well when Simon goes what, are you giving up now? What are you doing this? He's on kind of almost again prodding her and poking her. She's always no. She responds so well to pressure. She responds so well to challenges. I think she's actually a really intense lawyer. It's just taking Simon to really bring that out of her, because there was parts of this trial there for a good hour there that she was so good at just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and Simon is bringing that back out of her again. Defense team, please, no fighting in my courtroom. Okay, if he actually was dragging out of her and stuff, I guess as well, because I just took it as him maybe grabbing her shoulders. If he was being aggressive, please do stop him. But I think that he probably, I just took it as him grabbing her shoulders and be Athena, come on, The defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that Athena responds well to someone being mean to her. I'm not saying that. I think that she rises to challenges. I think she rises to pressure. I think that when people even doubt her, even jokingly, or I think Simon did that intentionally. He's oh, she can't do it, or she can't do this. Oh, you think you're giving up now? I think he knows that Athena's type of personality is the type of personality that's going to look back at someone who says, are you giving up, and being F off. Athena is responding so well to pressure. That I think this is probably where she's going to learn the most, which is from getting pressure from Simon. Prosecutor Blackwell was just give me a pep talk, that's all. Again, a very aggressive pep talk. Thank you, prosecutor.
I didn't do it for your sake. I did it for the future
Wetsoba. You can say that all you want, but you've been invested in Athena's future throughout this entire trial. Yeah, I got it. The defense would like to now continue with Owen's therapy session. So we're going more mood matrix?
Owen, would you be alright with that?
Okay. Oh my god, the way they've done this one is so masterfully done. And again, it's already a thing we would feel bad and we would be sympathetic already, but they've done the visuals here to make it even more sympathetic, and it's worked so well. So somebody was sitting up on the top of Shisho, bleeding from their head, and smooshing something into Shisho's face. That's funny.
What is it? I still hear discord in Owen's voice.
But I don't sense any inconsistencies between his statements and his emotions. And there don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself, either. That means what he's saying is true.
So that's it, huh?
Did you figure something out?
Your ability to sense emotions is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. But there's actually something he's being very vague about in his testimony.
Oh, yeah, he is. Who did it? He hasn't said who's actually done it. Yeah, 100%.
If you can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence, you should be able to move forward from there.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll give it a try. I'll just update the mood matrix with the new information, and then we'll be ready to go. So I just need to present some evidence on what Owen is being vague about, huh?
And here we go, more of the mood matrix. He was on the floor here as well.
So it's really whoever the actual... We have to find out more about who the killer is. Who was actually sitting on top of him. Shisho has blood in his face and a knife in his hand. He was on the floor, but somebody was smooshing something onto his face.
And here's the info update.
I couldn't move. Oh, he was on the floor. Look at this. I passed out. That's so sad. So now, let's see what Owen is feeling uncertain about. It should manifest as something Owen isn't being specific about.
What's the matter? Is it too tough for you?
No, I'm thinking. Stop distracting me. This is what I'm talking about. He prods her because he knows she responds well and she wants to prove him wrong. It's actually really well done. I think I can guess what Owen was uncertain about. I just don't know which piece of evidence will pull the info I need to the surface.
You can't solve it with this rigid thought process. Try kneading your mind as well.
Kneading your mind is not soba dough, you know.
Looks like you've learned a thing or two about making soba at least.
You think? I've only been hearing about it all day today.
Well, even with that tiny bit of knowledge, you ought to be able to find your answer.
Is he saying it's about the dough? Like soba dough? That's Simon. He's figured something out. Again, has he? Yes! He's directly talking about the... Simon wouldn't just start making soba dough puns. Random when he might. if he's feeling himself, he might. But like, to do with this apparently, and then for her to say this as well. He's figured something out about the dough. And what does soba making process have to do with what Owen is unsure about? Well, what he's unsure about is this aspect. Who was the one who's killing him? We can't probe on this, by the way, yet, because it's completely different. We can't even check the mood of this too, so we have to present something on this. This is what's uncertain, is who did it. So is this something to do with soba dough? We don't really have anything on well, we might. The thing we always do. We always do. So it's not this, not this. This is the crime scene photo as well. Taifu's autopsy report. This is the suffocation. This could be it. Wet soba deed is not this. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. It has to be one of these things. So the process of elimination, it's like actually very difficult because I think I eliminated everything. Let's try again with process of elimination. It's obviously not this. It's 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 not this. It could be this, but like we know he died from suffocation. What are we gonna say? Oh, he just died. That's why I don't think we can present this because it's like we know he's being suffocated right now. That's why the thing is going over his face. Smooshing something onto his face. The dough. You would smoosh dough, right? Smooshing it. So that's what Simon's talking about. Well, where do we have dough? We do. Is there dough in this picture? There's the dough equipment. Right? But there's no actual, like, there's dough equipment, but there's no actual dough. Do we present the equipment? Maybe let's try and present this and then present the equipment maybe or something. Let's put a name to the thing uncertain of, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate the victim. Fortunately for us, I spied the murder weapon right here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spied nothing of the sort. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during the investigation either. Pray tell, where is this murder weapon you see? This track is always very good. Because again, it has that air of mystery about it. It's kind of dark as well at the same time too. It's really good. It's really good. You see, you don't see it because you know it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. So the dough no longer looks how it did when it was used as a weapon? Also, is this photo? I thought it was the equipment. This is what the killer pressed into the Master Tornado's face. If it no longer looks like what it does, then if we're saying it's the dough, then it would have been made into noodles. That's the only thing here. Because I thought it was going to be the equipment. But since the equipment's not here, the only thing that's like related to that, it doesn't look like what it did when it was dough. That's the noodles.
Take that!
Right? The mystery person that Owen saw pressed soap into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him.
I grow weary of your tasteless jokes. How can anyone commit murder with soft, delicate soba? The noodles would instantly fall apart if they were pressed in someone's face.
But what Athena said was this. It no longer looks the way it did. A dough could suffocate someone, 100%. If you've ever baked, you cover that on your face, you're not breathing.
Yes, I agree.
Listen to what Athena says. Well, I disagree. There was a way soba could have been used to suffocate the victim. This is where the courtroom and Nayuta trips himself up by not listening to exactly what Athena said. Athena didn't say that it was noodles that murdered the victim. She said he wasn't the same. It doesn't look the same as it is now. But I think because they disregard Athena sometimes, they don't even listen. I think he disregards Apollo sometimes too, and Phoenix. So he sometimes doesn't listen to some aspects of what he says. They say.
What? You will explain your theory at once, Miss Sykes.
To kill Master Tornado, the culprit must have smothered them with uncooked soba noodles, balled up noodles, uncut soba dough. The dough is the only thing that makes sense. The culprit must have used the soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was raw soba dough.
What?
I think it works. I think this whole statement works.
Order in the court. Yes, soba dough could definitely be used to suffocate someone, couldn't it?
Are you alright, Prosecutor Samadi?
I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice thanks to the foolish lawyer before me.
Okay, the music is happening here now. Is he gonna say that Wet was the one who like makes noodles, so he would be the one to use it? Pretty freaking like good. Again, I'm not agreeing with it. I don't think Wet did this, but still. Huh? What are you talking about?
Allow me to summarize your statements.
See, yeah, this is what he's gonna say with the blood and the dough. It's actually coming together for him very well. As the accused was killing the victim, he was slashed in the face with the victim's knife. Again, this is a good assumption to make. It is an assertion. It is conjecture that this was what happened, but if you put everything together, the cut on his eye, he would have been the one who uses the dough. This is a horrible image.
The weapon he used to suffocate the victim was the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles.
Oh my god, look at Blackwell.
Why, you smarmy. Afterwards, the accused put the victim's face into a bowl of soba noodles and broth to wash off the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. And there you have it. The true sequence of events behind this foul affair.
Again, I don't think he's usually wrong in the end, but still, he once again took something we said and put it right back in her face. Now just wait a minute, get there, Athena, get it. You don't let him take too much ground. I never once said that Mr. Webb was the culprit, but he's saying that. That's the problem.
But who but the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense?
Yeah.
That's a very good point, Prosecutor Samadi. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles requires considerable training. But then what about the dying message? How do you explain that? The defense wouldn't have known about Uendo's own personality. Perhaps the victim was simply playing the cards and they hold no other meaning.
No, you can't say that. No. That's not, you cannot. I will not allow that. Again, the judge will probably go along with this a little bit, but like to just be like this piece of evidence that actually led to something that actually was truthful, that there was a fourth personality. We know that's true. To say that's just a coincidence is silly. You can't do that.
Perhaps he spelled out Owen's name in jest sometimes before his murder.
No. In jest? Why would he do that? Again, that's so conjecture. That is not even nearly like something you could use here.
That's true. From Owen's testimony, it's clear that Master Tornado cared for the...
What, so he's saying that he... Okay, so what they're saying is he laid out the cards to be like, hey, look, Owen, look at this, you know? Which, again, I'm not saying that can't happen, but we've already, we've gone with the idea that it's been a murder message, or it's a message that from the somebody this whole time, and it was rearranged for a reason, right? That's the big thing. The rearrangement is the big thing. It was rearranged, you know? Obviously, we can say that he rearranged it because he was scared, right? Of course, 100%. But I'm saying that, like, we're dropping this whole aspect of the court just off an assumption of what it could have been, when already we've proven that it did lead to, like, again, I think it's just like one of those things where, like, he's going to change the direction of the court here and we're gonna have to push it back. We will, because you get what I'm saying. It's like, I totally get, like, that the assumption that he's making before, that it could be Wet because he's the one who makes noodles, he's the one who had the cutter in his eye, it all, like, points towards Wet. It does make sense, right? But the whole thing with the cards, I think it's so, like, iron locked for me that there was a reason that they were written there. There was a reason that was written there for some reason. I don't know. It appears we arrived at the compelling... What? No. Athena's gonna push back anyway. Taking all together, all these points paints a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt. I think it's the closest. I think, again, it makes sense with the cut and the dough. But we can push back on this, and we will push back on this. Yes, Athena, let's go. Owen, is there anything else you can tell us, please? It doesn't matter how small of a detail, anything will do. Oh, you're scaring me. Okay, we need to calm down then. Again, while Athena and Simon respond well to, like, aggressiveness, not everyone does, so we need to calm down for Owen here. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. Oh my god, Athena. I have to be gentle with him 100%. I can't forget he's only 5 years old, 110%. And that's a part of being a lawyer too. She has to learn that also, where it's like over time, and again, it's something that everyone has to like really learn. It's how to like, it's like court etiquette as well, and like treating different people in different ways. You have to. You don't need to be scared, okay, sweetie? Just tell us anything you can remember. Well, when I woke up, the person who killed Shisho was standing over me. Oh my god, that's terrifying. That's so scary. Bleeding from their head. Owen, you saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So, who was it, Owen? Do you remember? Again, I do love that Athena's doing this, because while it can be seen as like a playful thing where she's like, you know, acting nicer here, it actually makes a lot of sense. I actually think it's like a really good way they're doing this. To learn how to adapt in certain situations. And in this case, you know, understanding that while she responds well to like maybe like more of a push, and while Simon also is someone who responds well to a push, not everyone does. Oh, I don't know who it was. I'm picking up some noise. That means there's still something to uncover in Owen's testimony. Oh. I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice to say, we are analyzing the dreams of a child. No, no, no. You've wasted enough of your time, Defense. Let it go and move on. Wait, no, here's the problem with that, Nayuta. Again, Nayuta is like smart to try and push back against this and make this seem like it's crazy. But the problem is you've already used a part of the child's testimony to prove it was wet. So you've already set a this precedent that we can use his testimony. You've used his testimony just like we have, but you used it to point towards wet once again, the blood dripping down the face, the dough over the face as well. You've set a standard that this is not only usable in this courtroom, but it is the defining evidence for your case as well. So no matter what, you can point away from the cards. I can understand what you're saying with the cards, because while I disagree with it, like you can say that yeah, he was just doing a playful message, but you've already used this testimony. So this idea that all of a sudden that it's the dreams of a child, you can't say that now. No. There's still discord in Owen's heart that needs to be addressed. Therefore, I can't give in here. Owen, do you think you can continue your testimony for us? Thank you, Judge. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love the thing he keeps pushing back. Because that's what you need to do in Nayuta. You cannot let up for a second. I mean, you can, and you can get pushed back into, like, you know, fighting. But legitimately, like, you have to, like, keep pushing against this guy. Because if you don't, he will dominate so hard. Okay. Oh, poor Owen. I'll enter new info and then run up an update then. So here we go. Shisha's blood had, it's the same testimony as before. Oh god, he was on the floor and somebody was smooshing dough into his face. Again, this makes sense, sadness and shock. I couldn't move at all. Oh, I feel so bad. I was so scared, I passed out. And when I woke up, the person who killed Shisha was Happiness? Happiness? Wait. Oh, here we go. Happiness is a very weird emotion to have here, right, with this happening. Despite witnessing the culprit's terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling, one of relief. The person the witness saw was no stranger, rather it was the accused. Therefore, it is only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw the familiar face. So he's saying that he felt relief when he saw Wet's face? Wet? Defense, end this madness and sully your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? Can you remember? That nice smell. I love the smell of that perfume. That perfume. Noise level 0. Okay, okay. That perfume, he said. It's the smell of... You can do it. Try to remember, Owen. Oh, the smell of... Oh, you okay? Oh, he passed out. He passed out.
It seems no one is now resting in the infirmary. It's a lot of pressure. And again, it's one of those situations where, like, as we said, we treat each personality as a real person, as an individual person. It is a lot for a 5-year-old. It is so much for a 5-year-old to handle, like, legitimately. It really is. They certainly have their hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. Oh, because Wet's there too. Despite Owen's testimony, it is an opinion of the humble servant of the Holy Mother that the child's words were insufficient to clear the accuser's suspicion. Well, here's the issue. He's right in saying they weren't sufficient. He's totally correct. It doesn't sway. It doesn't tell us who did it. But the thing is, the perfume aspect is what's going to be the most important thing. If Wet does not wear perfume, then to me it has to point towards someone else. And at the same time, too, at the very least, we should wait to find out what he meant or who he meant. But what about the scented perfume Owen mentioned? I believe it's a clue that will lead us to the true culprit. So to me, the happiness and the perfume points to someone he knows and someone that would wear perfume. Right? That's the two things. Someone he would know and someone that would wear perfume. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that, like, every freaking girl in the world wears perfume, but I think they're going to be pointing towards Gato Tornado. Someone he knows, which would be someone who is in this crew, and someone who might wear perfume, right? Because I think the way this game goes, I'm not saying that it's like again, we've had like characters who are like who wear perfume who are dudes. We'd have characters who like are we've all types of characters, right? 100%. But I think in this case, if we're trying to pull it away from Wet, the only other character is Gato Tornado, and he did know her. To me, it's her. To me, this is who he saw, and he felt calm because in that moment he knows her. He knows her well. But there are thousands of perfumes in the world. True. It could even be the scent of a hair product accused used. That's also true. Like, the hair products I use, like I use Pantene. You know what I mean? I'm a dude and I use Pantene. That smells lovely. You know what I mean? I think it smells nice. He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly a possibility. It's funny because I started using Pantene when I found out that some of the members of Atarashi Gakko use Pantene. I was like, well, their hair's amazing, so I'll use Pantene. I was like, literally just like, okay, I'll do Pantene now, why not? The witness is a 5-year-old boy, yeah? He cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products. I get what he's saying, because not even just that he's 5, right? A lot of people might not be able to tell, but I think, to me personally, and maybe anyone who uses perfume or aftershave, like, know the difference. I think perfume has a much more, like, striking smell. Not striking as in bad, but it's very, like, definitive, right? Whereas I feel like hair product stuff feels very, like, surrounding, and it feels like it just has this natural, like, whiff. Does that make sense? Perfume feels very, like, direct sometimes. Not that it smells bad. It can be very airy and beautiful as well. But you know what I mean? It's like, to me, it's two very different scents. Like, if I smell a hair product, it's like every once in a while you get like, what's that scent of, like, slight scent of, like, apples? It's like, oh, that's my hair. Okay. Or with perfume, it's like, oh, that's a really nice smell. You, like, smell it almost right away. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's two different, like, type of, like, smells. What can you have gone for a crew cut or something, Bucky? I love that the thing is like, you please have worse hair. What's more, the only person who can cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused and no other. Oh man, how am I supposed to argue with that? And so the person who saw the scene of the crime can only be the accused Bucky Wet. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Who hold it? Who held it? Who held it? What the? Oh, Bucky did. Hey, hey. I never use hair products or anything with such smell. No? If I wore something like that, I'd just smell and get into the soba. Did he say something like that before about like getting this scent, like scents can go into soba? He said something like that, right? Check it. You okay? Is he going off on a skateboard? Oh my god.
Simon with his back turned. Now you oh my god, they're showing all the characters' reactions to it. Wait, give us I just noticed he's giving people soba noodles. Mr. Wright, aren't you supposed to be resting in the infirmary? Whatever. You think I'm gonna let my soba stink of perfume? Try that chilled soba for yourself and see.
I believe we have no choice but to try it. Strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's dig in, shall we?
I mean, why not? Some noodles, you know? Nice, a bit of nice noodles.
That was delightful. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products or perfumes in Mr. Wet's soba. First sweet bean buns, now savory soba. What a delectable trial this has been.
The judge is like, this is the best time of my life. I'm having such a good day.
This texture is different from the soba I had the other day. It reminds me of a dish we have in Korean called banu pun.
What you think, Miss Chickadee? My soba's pretty good, isn't it? It's delicious. Don't you think so, Simon?
It still pales in comparison to his late father's cuisine.
Simon, why y'all guys be so harsh on me?
Bailiff, take the defender back to the infirmary at once for some rest.
Rest? Hey, I ain't a lump of plain old weedy udon dough, you know. I'm fresh like my soba. You don't let soba dough rest. It's about the 3 fresh to soba.
It's because like you're about to pass out, buddy. That's why.
Grind the seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles.
So he is like, yeah, he probably should take a rest. But at least we've proven that there's no scent in the noodles. That's what we've proven, right? That's something good at least. Good grief, what a defendant.
He is very tough. He is very tough because, again, he is, like, seems very drunk, and it's not good. It's definitely not good to be drunk in a courtroom. It doesn't even fare well for us. At least Bucky wasn't the source of the perfume smell. Wait, smelly perfume?
It looks like you remembered something.
The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of a certain somebody.
Oh, and who might that be?
There's only one person that comes to mind. The phrase smelly perfume reminds me of this person. Here's the thing, I don't remember this actual aspect, but I'm gonna say Guillermo Tornado. Because I'm gonna say it because you know, there's no one else. You know what I mean?
Tornado? Yes, she did smell very nice, didn't she?
I forgot. Someone corrected me on how to say it as well. I'll definitely look at that comment for next time. I remember the Uendo comment, but I forgot about the other Tornado comment. Sorry about that, guys. Just a moment of defense. Would you throw a suspicion on Giro now because of a scent?
Your Honor, there is no need to go along with these ever-changing claims of the defense.
I mean, no offense, Nayuta, but again, I know he does this intentionally, but like, you also like, you know, used a cut on someone's forehead, which again, while is great evidence, it's also a smaller part of a bigger puzzle. The scent as well is something that was smelled, and it's a smaller part of a bigger puzzle. We should be able to follow this as well.
I suppose their claims have been awfully inconsistent.
I feel like we've done a good job of poking this apart. It's just that now you've just done a good job of, like, you know, changing what we're saying and like turning it back on us. Giro could have been at the crime scene.
Yes, but
you'll get to see those balloons of hers if we call her back to the witness stand. She does make the cool balloon animals. Yeah, she does. She made like a cake last time, didn't she? And a hat as well.
How vulgar.
They're just they're balloon animals. Get a load of this guy. Doesn't like balloon animals.
His Honor is not interested in such things.
Oh no. Setting the matter of balloons aside entirely. I do believe it's appropriate to ask Gato some questions given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course. Okay, Judge. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Luca.
See, the judge just wanted to see these balloon animals. Thank you for calling this disciple of Tornado School Gakugo back for an encore. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love. Giru, Tornado. 1, 2, balloon. What wonderful balloon artistry. Honestly, the hats she's making are pretty cool. And honestly, as usual, like, you know, balloon artists always like amaze me because I'd be worried about popping them, you know? Your Honor, please. Now then, what would you like to make for you this time? It's funny because like I usually make these jokes whenever like a game tries to do like very avert, like, you know, she has boobs, she has breasts, the jokes, you know what I mean? Because like it's always funnier for me to like avoid it and just like make comment on something else. But I think I have to say it sometimes because some people think I'm being serious. And I remember like it's not, by the way, it's not a bad thing. I think my humor sometimes is very deadpan and I don't like, you know, make it apparent that I'm joking. Because remember in Danganronpa, they kept saying this character had like full features. And I just kept like turning it around and being like, yeah, she does have like, you know, maybe like a bigger head than most people and her hair is like really, really full. And people would be like, is Calvin okay? You know what I mean? And I think it's my fault, not anyone else's fault, that I, you know, that my humor is very just like, don't make it apparent you're joking every second of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but for the people that thought I wasn't joking, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that people didn't think I was joking as well. It's not a bad thing. What would you like me to make for you this time? Actually, I called you back for more testimony. But I'm all talked out. This case has left me completely deflated. That's a good pun. What? You didn't find that funny? I mean, it's a good pun, but like, yeah, I don't find puns funny all the time. It depends on who's saying them. Like, if Sino and Genshin says it, I'm all there. Hey, what exactly is going on, Simon?
Seems the person who murdered Master Tornado was wearing perfume.
And you were the only person I could think of who wears perfume. Wait, you mean I'm a suspect now? With that, again, she has such amazing hair. She really does. And like without the clown stuff on, like she actually looks like just this fabulous lady. We saw a picture of her earlier. Kiddo, you knew about Owen, right? Well, yes, I often play with him at Shisha's request. That's kind of adorable. That's why he was probably happy. So that means you could have left that fake dying message, right? What? Just because I wear perfume and no Owen? You think I'm a murderer? Oh, how could you?
The witness is absolutely right. With no evidence but the distorted memories of a small child. It is outrageous of the defense to accuse this woman.
That's right. You don't even have any proof.
Should we question her? You may step down from the stand, Gera. No, she may not. The defense does not have one scrap of evidence that connects you to the crime. Again, this is very Nayuta. Nayuta will say stuff very definitively in order to like change things. And he did this like with Emma. Remember, was it Emma or was it last trial he did this or was it this trial? I think he did it with was it which trial? Because I'm forgetting the exact trial he did this in. But I remember he just like literally told one of the defendants to just step down and stop talking. He was just like, yeah, stop talking, go. And we didn't even get to question them. He was just like, yeah, go. He loves, again, that they said this at the start of the game, he directs the case to where he wants it to be. Wait just 1 minute. I may not have proof, but Owen's testimony is still... Enough! Please feel free to leave, Geru.
But I'm so close. There must be something I can do. Well, if the prosecutor says it's okay, then I guess I'll be going now.
Silence!
Well, Geru, you're an entertainer, aren't you? Once you go on stage, it's your duty to complete your performance, is it not? So what are you doing leaving halfway through?
Simon with the little...
Look!
She has a cut on her forehead! That fabulous hair was covering a bandage! There's a bandage on Gira's forehead, yes, and since we know the Master Tornado was cut on her forehead, her face somewhere...
Impossible.
How did you know, Simon?
I didn't. But I had to take a chance and see for myself.
Simon, that is incredible. That's so good.
Otherwise, your theory would remain a groundless accusation.
The double tap at the table always gets me. Your Honor, Prosecutor Samadi, the scent of perfume and injury on the forehead, it's enough. It pieces the puzzle. These things are completely consistent with one's testimony. That was so awesome from Simon. The fact that he just like legitimately just like was like, I'm going for this. I know there's something here. He's been so supportive of it in his own way. In short, the mysterious individual Owen saw in the dressing room could have been Geru.
Miss Sykes, does this mean you are formally indicting the witness for the murder of Typhoon Tornado? Should your accusation prove to be false, I hope you're prepared to pay the price in full.
I mean, we always are. We always are. Simon, what price is he talking about? I thought that should be obvious. What price? The prosecutor Sad Monk is saying he'll see to it that we never saw. Wait, what? What do you mean? Is he gonna like try to like take our lawyer badge away from us?
I must say though, he knows how to make a trial interesting.
I mean, yeah, but like that's horrible if he takes that away from Athena when she's just starting off. It's like, since there's no death penalty, he has to up the stakes. And I guess if he does have power enough in the prosecution offices and like, you know, what's he gonna say? Like maybe Athena like is not fit to be a lawyer? Just whose side are you on, Simon?
Go on then, into the deep end with you. You really have but one choice anyway. Well, Miss Sykes, I'm waiting.
With regards to the witness Ghetto Tornado, the defense wishes to... I think we do it. Right? We do it. There's no one else. There's no one else we can indict someone on. There's no reason for me to hold back, not if I really believe in my client. The defense wishes to formally indict Ghetto Tornado for the murder of Taifu Tornado.
I've tried to be merciful, but now not even your pleas will reach the Holy Mother's ears. You will have plenty of time to regret your decision in the pit of hell.
He's very aggressive with us. Except I won't need to. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Wet. It was Ghetto Tornado. That bandage is just from a silly slip-up we made while cooking yesterday. Can I take a look at that image again? For a second? Because I feel like I was just like so caught up in the moment.
A tornado.
That's a crazy image. Be quiet, Calvin.
He's very
Be quiet, Calvin. Josh.
Except I won't need to. The person who murdered the victim was not Mr. Wet.
Like here, like again, it's like, it's so weird seeing about the clown stuff, but like, the imagery sometimes in these trials, like we can become desensitized, but this is so brutal, isn't it? It's so brutal. And then she's saying it's from a silly cooking slip-up. What kind of extreme cooking were you doing to cut yourself in the forehead? Pretty crazy to cut yourself in the forehead. Well, what can I say? That's what happened. You also don't have an alibi for the period before 4 p.m., do you, Ghetto? But, I really didn't know anything was wrong until Shisho was found dead. If you don't believe me, then with the twisty twist.
Oh my god.
And Balloon, there you have it, an adorable kitty. How could you suspect a cutesy little balloon artist like me? Oh, but she's really trying to be manipulative. Again, they're good balloon animals, but she's really trying to be manipulative here 100%. This music is so good as well. You know what this music tells me? We have something. We're pushing in on something. We're doing good. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that part. You know, I've been meaning to say this for a while now, but could it be that you don't have an eye for balloon art? What? I think they're good. Don't you think I know that? You didn't have to come on and say which she doesn't have an eye. I think they look good. I'm the daughter of a great Rakugo artist. I never wanted to do stupid balloon art. So she doesn't even like balloon animals. I was supposed to be a Rakugo storyteller too, just like my late daddy. But she told me to do balloon art instead. I guess the victim thought she had no talent as a Rakugo artist either. So you're still gonna suspect a poor little thing like me, a poor little thing? Please stop trying to skirt the issue. It all comes down to the scent of the perfume and the cut on your forehead. You and the culprit in Owen's testimony share these two traits. You're dead set and accuse me, aren't you? Well, here's what I have for naughty little girls like you, with a twisty twist. Oh my god. She's like, still, again, she doesn't want to be balloon artist, but she's playing up the idea of it a lot. Oh my god, look at her! I'm a Kutcha witch with a freaking balloon sword? Her eyes are demented. Look at the way they like made them darker. She looks so different. Go ahead and make me testify all you want. When the truth's revealed, it'll be your balloon or mine that goes pop. Oh my god, look at her face here. They really changed her almost instantly. And this says she's the killer, by the way. This is it. Like this is Ace Attorney's way of saying it. This is her. You're on the last stretch here. Holy freaking hell. Legitimately like a very great transition. The type of transition that makes you go, oh my god, look at her face. And it's not that I'm not saying she's ugly or anything. I'm just saying like instantly like they made her eyes look like they were gunning for us. She went from like cheerful and happy to angry. You can see it in her. It's like it's such a again, Ace Attorney's always good at this with the breakdowns and the transitions and the changing of the character styles. It usually is them showing their true colors, and this is what we have here as well. Guys, believe it or not, we're probably gonna end the video here and come back with the last stretch of this too, because I think that like the last stretch will still be long too. We've already been going for like an hour and 40 minutes too. I didn't expect it to go for this long, but this has been very intense and very interesting. Why, is this yet another hidden personality? I don't know. I don't think it's that as well, but yeah, we'll see where this goes. Simon, is everybody in the Tornado school like this? I think it's just that she was hiding who her true self was. He's like, how should I know? Yeah, we're going to end it around here. Look at her! Even the pose here as well. Oh my god, the sound as well. Oh my god. The change. Yeah, we're going to end the video here, and we're going to come back in the next one with more of Ace Attorney. Yeah, so this is going to be, I guess, I'm thinking the last stretch of this trial, right? We're going to have to question the hell out of this character, which, again, can take a while. So, like, again, I have no problem breaking off here and coming back for the next one. But to me, like, this was a... It's legitimately like a... I think... a very sad trial it turned into. Not sad maybe, but I think it turned into kind of more of like a, because it already was like, obviously no matter what, trials are horrible and someone died, but this time around I think that like it actually turned into a trial where you know, we went from like already like liking Yuendo's character to then really kind of like I would say like adoring them. We were like already thinking that they were an interesting character. We went to adoring them, and this time around as well, like, you know, it's like really bad. You know what I mean? We think about it like not bad in terms of story. It's great story writing, but I'm saying like for this 5-year-old aspect, you know, personality Owen to have to witness all this, and again, it's one of those things where like, you know, to see the person that you care about the most, the person that you see as like a grandfather, be suffocated right in front of you. That's such a traumatic experience. Because here's the thing, right? It's already traumatic to see, you know, someone you know or anyone get killed. Let's just be on the baseline. It's already traumatic. But we're also talking about now, like, this is someone they care about so much. And also, it's a situation where, like, you know what I'm saying? I hope it doesn't sound bad. Like, when someone shoots someone or when someone stabs someone, it's vicious. It's very direct. It's horrible. But suffocation is like, it's so like, it's slower. It's personal. It's very like, you know, in your face, and to see like you're literally watching the life leave someone's body. I know it's horrible to say, but that's what Owen saw, and that's why he passed out. And it's actually like a very interesting way they did this. What happened was the other personalities obviously went unconscious, and then Owen appeared then. And I think they actually like did this in a very strong way, rather than having it be a situation where I'm very happy with Ace Attorney that they didn't play this for laughs, because I think other games might. While there is like comedic aspects to Yuendo's character, of course there are. I think they did a very good job of, once they switched to the Own part, to have the comedy be on Athena rather than being on Own. They took it very seriously. Everyone did. The judge did. Blackwell did. They all treated Owen as he was like a 5-year-old kid. And you saw, and when I say the comedy was on Athena rather than Owen, Athena was a character there that was kind of like, you know, the comedy was her like getting it wrong by being too aggressive. It wasn't that, oh, it's funny that he's like really scared now. It was more just like, oh, Athena keeps getting it wrong. She has to tone it down. And seeing Athena having to tone down her usual like very forward aggressiveness is comedy. That's the comedy in the situation, not that Owen has a multiple personality thing. I think he's like, you know, I think what they showed here though was very traumatic. It's a very traumatic thing. And it makes sense that he would pass out. It makes sense he wouldn't remember everything. But I actually think the way they did it was very, very clever. While like it kind of became kind of obvious that it was going to be her that did it, because she was like the only one left. Because if it wasn't Wet, it was her. I think they still built it up in a way that like was fun, right? It was like, oh, the perfume and stuff like this as well. Oh, like, you know, it was someone he knew. There's only one person left if it wasn't Yuendo. When as soon as they said it wasn't Yuendo, it was like, okay, it's either if it's not Wet and it's not Yuendo, there's only one person we know of yet left. Now, that's not saying that in Ace Attorney, that's not saying like in Ace Attorney there's like a how do I say it? Like they wouldn't introduce like a new character at the last second. They probably would, but in this case, it's like if they're going on who we actually know, then it's Giedo Tornado, and she is very clearly the killer at this stage too. And I love that like they don't beat around the bush here too. It's like as soon as we got the scent, as soon as we saw the cut, I love that Simon was again like, you know, revealed that cut. They went, yes, it's her. Now prove it. And Ace Attorney loves doing that, by the way. It's really good. It's like once you get to the final stretch, you're like, you know it's her. Go for it. And it really feels like sometimes with Ace Attorney, they're always like, yeah, come on, keep going. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And then once you get to this final stretch, they fire the gun, they go, run, you know? And then we have to head towards the ending part as well. Yeah, it's a very interesting way of doing this, and it was actually a very interesting build-up, but also a very traumatic situation for Owen as well. I also think that the Simon and Athena's relationship also got stronger in this thing too. I think their dynamic is very, very good for me. For me, like I always see it as kind of like a mentor and mentee type thing, where Athena is an aggressive character in the most fun way possible. So it doesn't surprise me one bit that she responds very well to Simon being very pokey and proddy and aggressive with her. And I don't mean aggressive in a bad way, because again, if it was one of the situations where I would call out Simon if he was doing too bad to her, of course I would. But I think it's more aggressive in a sense of like, you can do this, but in a way that's kind of pushy, right? I think it's I likened it to like when you have an essay due the next day. I think Athena actually responds well to that stuff. You know, it's like it's instead of being like, Athena, you can do this, which again, I know for a fact that would also help her, but I think that we've seen Athena on a different side of Athena completely today, where she is so good at fighting back. She's biting like crazy. She's pushing forward. She's getting through this. She keeps fighting back. And even in her low points, Simon drags her back out of it. And I think it's because while she responds well to like support and emotional support like anyone does, I think Athena's like, because she's such a hyped character and such an aggressive, like, let's go character, when someone else is being like, do it, just go for it. What are you doing? Go for it. It actually like works out for her in a very big way. You know what I mean? Which I think is a very interesting dynamic.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
And slowly you've seen Simon go from being like, kind of like not showing his appreciation for her to kind of being more nice to her. And I say nice, but he's still being very pushy and aggressive. And again, I don't mean in a bad way. I think he's just like trying to like motivate her. But it's very clear to me that like even he cares, even if he says he doesn't care. But yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic. Naruto keeps pushing back on us, and he's doing what he usually does. So we just have to fight against that. There's nothing else we can do about that. He's really good at like taking everything we say and then turning it back around on us. But I think Athena did a very good job of doing what you're supposed to do, which is finding a small opening. And again, using what Naruto does. Naruto finds those small openings to make a bigger hole to open up in. And Athena here did that here, where she found a small opening, which is the perfume, and then saw the cut and was like, we have it. It's really good stuff. A really good teamwork for her and Simon. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting me all the time. It's really always awesome to see you guys and hear from you guys. I adore you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing amazing. I'm having such a good time with this game. I think it's so fantastic. It's really, really great. And I will say thank you so much to the Never Can Repay the Baby Gangsta tier on Patreon. That is the highest tier of my Patreon. You can check it out and you can get early videos. You can get the Q&A stuff and all that stuff too. And also get your name in the credits and things like that. So there's all that stuff that you can like join in on and be a part of. And you can do that like on Patreon and on YouTube and stuff, I guess, as well. Typhar R2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, the Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jerabina, Neo Showerite, and at the highest tier on my YouTube, Lord Number 7, Blasco, Kusanagi. See you guys so soon. Bye bye.